How's it feel to be on the other side? Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. It's missysuegordon, the Metamystic here. This reading is for Sagittarius. Even if you're not a Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, still feel free to watch or listen to today's episode. As we all have Sagittarius somewhere in one of our houses. Start with your ascendant, that's your first house. Move on down. Unless you're a Sagittarius rising, it'll be your first house. How's it feel to be on the other side, Sagittarius? Because you just timeline hopped. Like a little bunny rabbit through the ethers of time. Boom. Just as I suspected. Offloading some sort of data. This is like cash. Well, for some of you, it might be money. But this is like unneeded, accumulated files that are taking up a lot of space on your computer, your hard drive, in your brain. This is other people's stuff. I'm hearing other people's money, that movie. Yeah. And these people have been, don't take it if it applies, have been watching to see you in a straitjacket. I'm just going to say it like that because that's what it is. Why mince words? The moon watching you, a group, to see if their plans would come to fruition, claiming they loved you the entire time. And the more you rose, your name could be Rose. My great-grandmother's name was Rose. Italian. My mom's side. It's like the more they saw you rise, the more they were becoming nervous because some of these people, I'm hearing something about a plea deal. This is karmic. It's like you just bunny hopped right out of their fucking reality, man. That's what it looks like. So let's take a peek at this. All I know is all of this, it's back in the past where it belongs with the rightful owners. You could identify as somebody who at one time was a scapegoat. But I'm seeing something very specific here about projecting onto you that you're crazy. You're crazy. I'm not trying to trigger you guys. Because to be honest, hearing the word crazy again and again, it's like it triggers me. So, yeah. These were never your burdens to bear. A bear could be a spirit animal for you. You know what, Sag? I'm going to pull an animal spirit for you. And then we'll get into the tarot. It's like there's a big bear. For some of you, if you're a gay man, that might be your type. But there's like a big bear here that is coming to like carry these sticks to your campground. I'm seeing you camping in the woods. We have the devil here. Capricorn and Cancer could be significant. We also have Gemini and Aquarius. Wow. And Leo. So those signs could be significant. But let's pull an animal spirit from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit by Kim Kranz, one of my favorites. For some reason, they remind me of Pokemon cards because they have like the holographic. Some of them are holographic. The spirit cards are holographic. Yeah, there are people here that like wanted you to literally feel like a worm. A worm. I mean, are we surprised, guys? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of just like, yeah, of course. Animal spirit for Sagittarius and friends. I'm hearing, come on, vamonos. Everybody, let's go. Someone's name could be Dora or like Doris or something like that. All right. I'm not going to take those. But the cards were like, yes, there's something there. Yeah, this could even be like an ancestor. I'm seeing something about like the stars. Not astrology, but that could apply. Like I'm seeing the stars, the gold stars in Hollywood. All right. Just one card, please, for Sagittarius. Animal spirit guide for Sagittarius at this time. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you're watching this, I am filming this in August of 2025 for reference. All right. I'm wearing my music shirt. I wear this with every album just to kind of bring through the energy. Boom. Yeah, I knew this was going to come out. Cuz this is like the title card, you know. When I looked at it, I saw the dragon. We can also reference the Libra reading. I'm hearing the Eye of Horus here. This is like the eye. I'm just going to call it the eye. Some call it the eye of God. There are other, you know, lots of beliefs that talk about this big eye that scans the earth, right? This is God, you know, but it's coming through here as dragon. So you could resonate with dragons here. I'm hearing something about Dungeons and Dragons. I knew I was with the right crowd. All right. I have these really cool coins that are technically for Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know how to play, but I bought this bag of gold coins. They're really cool. We're just going to leave this out. Everything's been seen with the beaver at the bottom of the deck. Everything that you've been like working on. Yeah, there's the worm. It's like there could have literally been people on the sidelines as you have been working on something with the beaver, trying to make you feel like you are a fucking worm. Like everything you do sucks. Nothing you say matters. I'm hearing the word insignificant. They wanted to make you feel like a ghost, Sagittarius. It's like they wanted to make you feel like you were a dead man walking. I'm hearing Christopher Walken. A walk-in. You could have dealt with a walk-in here. Or you're a walk-in. All right. Dragon. Sagittarius. Devil. This is... I'm just going to say it. I'm really drawn to the word rag. You know how people say, like, on the rag? Doesn't that mean on your period? I don't know. I don't use that term. But, like, people could have used, like, your cycles. This is very, like... They could have, like, tried to figure out when if you menstruate, right? Tried to figure out when you menstruate. Also, this is a reference to, like, the lunar cycles, the moons. I'm seeing a lot of witchcraft here. And, you know, I claim to be a witch myself. I don't always love the term because of the stigma, but sigma, alpha, sigma. You could be, you know, sorority stuff is coming through here, fraternity stuff, Masonic stuff. All right. MK Ultra. I'm out of here. 8 of Pentacles, Beaver. What happened back there? Good thing your timeline hopped, because the only reason that you were at that job, place, relationship situation is so that you could be a scapegoat. I'm hearing for the company. So that's that's great, right? All right. Empress. This could have like been your boss. I mean, it could be your mother. This could be a handler thing, a spiritual handler thing, but take it as it resonates, because this stuff, this is how I see it, Sagittarius, and you understand what I'm talking about. Spiritual handlers, things like this, it's like it manifests in the 3D world. So it could be like at a literal job, but like you never get promoted, or they're like barely paying you, or they're like, oh, we'll pay you next time. We have the King and Queen of Swords here. That's really bizarre. I'm hearing, how bizarre, that song. And you were just like dedicated. This is coming through as a contract for me with the Four of Wands. This could have literally been at a place of work, right? This could also have been a relationship that felt like a job. Could have felt like a nanny, right? At a job. I mean, in a relationship. Someone could have like said, oh, I want to marry you, and then they like never did. They're stringing you along, Sagittarius, 7 of Swords. Look at all this yellow. Solar plexus, that's what they were spiraling is the word I'm hearing. They wanted you to spiral the fuck out, bro. And that was their main fucking thing. Spiral. They wanted you to spiral. But instead of spiraling out, you spiraled up all the way to your enlightenment. So for some of you, what I was going to say that was about the spiritual handler thing. It's like, yes, a spiritual handler, I believe it is a real thing. I believe I've dealt with it myself. So that's why I'm saying it so confidently. So, and this, you know, this can come through relationships. It's a spirit. It's an entity. It's a high level one at that. And these are the sorts of entities that control, I mean, reference like Jeanette McCurdy's book, I'm Glad My Mom Died, right? Speaking of, okay. So, that's just one example. The Britney Spears thing with the conservatorship, Amanda Bynes, like you see all sorts of crazy shit like that, right? And not everybody here is like a famous celebrity. I'm just saying. All right, let's get some cards here. Yeah. Sun. Exposure. I'm hearing expose. I'm seeing TMZ. Expose. All right. Great. Now my cards are flying everywhere. Something has failed here. This came through in the Virgo reading. I forgot what I titled it. Their plan to, I don't know. I lost my my index cards. Yeah, I'm suddenly just feeling a feeling of all the energy draining out of my body while I'm talking right now. So energy vampires, 100% at play for who this is applying to. I'm seeing a lot of sports references. I'm seeing poker. I'm seeing football. I'm seeing hockey. that doesn't come through very often. Yeah. I'm seeing soccer and basketball, baseball as well. So they have their hands in a little bit of everything, if you want to say. Little bit of everything. I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. See, they didn't think you could be both or more than one thing. I'm hearing that Lola Young song, One Thing. See, I feel like I'm pulling out the non-binary today, right? They could have really fucked you up here, emotionally and psychologically. You don't have to be non-binary for this to apply. I'm just saying something like that, where it's just like, you know, Really just push the kid in the corner. You could be like neurodivergent, I'm seeing as well. You could also just feel like the black sheep. You could just feel like very different. I'm seeing a big group of people with the Ten of Swords. And it's like they're all ganging up on you, Sagittarius. 2 tens, you know, 10 of Wands, which is a scapegoat energy in this context. And then the 10 of Swords, it's like they put all of their burdens on you. I'm seeing it like this, tying you to a big bonfire, like a big stack of sticks. And just as they were about to take the flame to it, boom. It's like I'm seeing the sky opening and I'm seeing it looking like a tornado in the sky. I'm hearing champagne supernova in the sky. What up? It's like I'm seeing them be like, oh my God, run! It's like there's some sort of like an act of God here that came through in Libra. And I also think it might have come through in Scorpio a little bit. Yeah, it's like they're like, what's happening? But for some of them guys, this is all in their mind. They're like losing it because all of their shit. I'm hearing the Eminem song, "Lose Yourself." Dun, 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 dun. My brother used to rap that whole song. I got one shot. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. They always knew that you were the shining star, Sagittarius. What do we have here? The Magician in the reverse. So that's comforting to see on a reading like this with the Ten of Swords in the reverse. It's like something that they were sending at you, doing, speaking with Mercury, implying without words. You know, there's a lot that can be said with the eyes. One look from a mother or a partner or a friend or a family member from across the room can break a spirit. Like, have you ever done something like this? Like, you know, there have been many times where I've been like playing my heart out, like a song that I wrote, and looked around the room, and just the look in the eyes of people that I thought would be proud of me for having the audacity to stand up there to begin with. It's almost like there was an eerie, cold look in the eyes. Remember we had the King and Queen of Swords? I shuffled them back in, but I mean, for some of you, this is like your parents being judged for like how they raised you. The reason why I'm like getting that, aside from it being a couple, is because this makes sense in my head. So they tell me things to give a message. It's not that this applies to you, right? It's just, anyways. My IC is in Sagittarius, so that's like your upbringing, right? That's like all the years before the Eight of Pentacles sort of a thing, right? So even though it wasn't a job, you know, because your MC can be like your career, right? So me giving that example of me like playing music, that was like my job, for example. It's like the handler thing I was trying to explain. All this stuff blends together. It merges together. I believe it's a form of a simulation. So anyways, this is what they targeted. Your soul. They wanted to break you down to make you feel as small as humanly possible. They could have made you feel less than human, like a slug or a worm, like we discussed. You could have just been like, I'm here to learn, I'm here to grow, I'm here to expand, like a great attitude, you know. But you know who did take that into account? The ones who actually fucking matter, right? Not these people that were jealous of you. They hated your heart. They hated that you got the opportunities you did, I'm getting. They tried to stop them at all costs. Is this thing on? All right. So now that that's flown out, now that they're the star of the show once again, you know, murderers in prison, they love to tell their stories. They're proud of it. They're proud of the heinous acts. They're proud. They like to talk about it. So it's like you may feel sorry for these people and be like, oh, maybe I should. You have a good heart, Sagittarius, but this is the reality. These aren't people, they're entities. Or they're attached to entities, I should say. But it's kind of like, where does their soul begin? Where does this entity begin and their soul end, and vice versa? Does that make sense? See, this is the polarities. The low vibration and the high vibration. But you know what's crazy is that low and high doesn't mean good and evil. There's high vibrational evil. High vibrational is supersonic. You know, it's energy that moves faster than the speed of sound. So, right, with the Chariot, high vibrational evil is like someone with a genius mind that is like the Zodiac killer, for example, or, you know, one of those guys, right? Yeah, 2 honks on that outside of my window. So it's a high vibrational genius level mind, but it's used for evil. That's high vibrational evil. There's also low vibrational evil, which is really what we're dealing with here. Because, you know, they seem to really move slow. These folks here, they move in the bottom 3 chakras is what I'm getting. The root, the sacral, and the solar plexus. Remember we talked about all the yellow? Yellow is confidence. Right? They wanted to directly target your confidence so you would not have the audacity that keeps coming through, because that's a program for editing music, right? It's like an audio program, and I used to use that all the time to edit my music. They keep showing me this image, so I'm just gonna grab it. I don't know why they keep pressing me for it. Maybe it applies to one of you. Maybe one of you plays ukulele. But yeah. So I kept seeing this image because, like, I remember wearing this shirt and holding this ukulele like years ago. Timeline hop stuff, like we're talking about today. They targeted your confidence so that you would not go for the things that they knew that you would have naturally gone for if they didn't beat you down to nothing. Right? And I'm not saying we're blaming everybody for all of our insecurities. I'm really talking about, like, I'm getting a lot of upbringing stuff, and unfortunately more people relate to this than I would like. Right? You could have been like a real dreamer as a kid. Not saying you're still not. You still have this inner child inside of you. It's never been lost. It's just, it's almost like you timeline hop, meaning you could have gone back to a period of time where this child was, right? Or a younger version of you. You know, this can be a teenager, the dreamer. It's where the dreamer was. You could have gone back and been like, I'm going to get my ukulele. And it looks like you have just returned from grabbing your old uke from back in the day. Sort of a thing. Okay. Yeah, they tried to like withhold your dream from you. I'm seeing that card Dream Thief. Yeah, and we have Judgment here to confirm it. It's the same message as the Dream Thief card, basically. It's talking about destiny. I'm hearing something about self-worth. Yeah, I just opened up to the Devil. It's like they targeted your self-worth on purpose, consciously. Don't let them gaslight you out of that. They did it on purpose. They targeted your confidence. The Sun is the card of the ego. They had egos. They're like, we're going to beat the ego out of this kid. It's like, excuse me? Do we need to call Child Protective Services? Because these people go undetected because a lot of this forms of abuse trigger warning are, it's like they go under the radar because gaslighting is not something that can be prosecuted by law. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's easier to look at the cases that are like, the child's being neglected. There's no food in the house. You know, they're coming to school in the winter wearing shorts. So that it raises a red flag for the teacher. The parents never come to the parent-teacher conferences. Makes the teacher wonder why the child is always late to school. Those are more obvious things. But if the family, they're just like so happy all the time. And they know everybody in the community. And they have, you know what I'm saying? It's like, these people are good at what they do. They get people to like them. They get groups. It's narcissistic. This is what narcissists do. Not everybody's a narcissist here, but this is being examined, right? So, you know, I'm going to calm down. Sun with the Seven of Swords, right? They stole your light. And they delighted in that fact. And now that's being uncovered. Some of us have died. For one reason or another. Whether that was self-inflicted, right? You know what I'm saying, guys? This shit is dark. It's the sun is shining. And it's a bright sunny day. You could have struggled, trigger warning on this entire reading. Bring out TW. Honk honk. Hello everybody. Good to see you. It's TW the trigger warning clown here. Themes of self-harm, etc. in this reading. And like drug use, addiction, things that can end your life, right? Recklessness. I mean, I'm seeing some dark imagery here that caused some to perish. I'm hearing something about a parish, which is like, you know, it's religious connotation here. I mentioned something about being non-binary. You know, I've had messages from people, you know, express that they've had similar upbringings to me where they were shamed, bullied, ostracized, and basically disowned, you know, for being just who they are, right? And it doesn't have to be that for everybody, but it could be something like that. It could just be like a group of people, your family, your friends, your partner, that's just like, you're really fucking weird. Like, I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, you're crazy. Like, I'm seeing somebody's like husband or something. Like, you could be talking, I'm hearing you talking about something about like high vibrational stuff, like talking about ascension. And it's like this person's looking at you just like, I'm hearing something funny. I'm seeing my grandfather. Yeah, and I just opened up to the Devil. I remember this one time. He did this to my grandma Sue, and she had deep spiritual gifts. She was a psychic. She was a psychic medium. She was a psychopomp, but you know that she was Methodist, so you know you don't really talk about that sort of stuff. I knew it. I knew about it, but anyways, I'm seeing My grandfather, look at her. Sue. My grandma's name was Sue. She was a Cancer. She passed recently. Sue. It's like he looked at her with like disgust or something. Yeah, look. But you're turning up your nose at ancient wisdom, right? I'm not speaking ill of my grandfather. I'm just saying. Okay, 3 cards. The Star. Yeah, I feel like all the energy's drained out of my body, guys. They use your energy to power their manifestations. That's all this is. Excuse me, that's all it's ever been about. Confirmation. Yep. They took your energy. They stole your opportunities. They broke you down with a tower. Right? Something is over. Why would that be? Aside from, the connotation of like, because I'm seeing stuff with like a courtroom that came through in the Libra reading. It would, right? And I've talked a lot about that on my channel in collective readings. We're in that sort of a time where everything's being examined by the spiritual courts for what was done in the past to the light workers, the chosen ones, however you identify yourself, right? Spiritual warriors, etc. So let me just sit for a second here. I'm hearing amazing grace. How sweet the sound. Especially the part that says, who saved a wretch like me, a worm like me. You could have, with the sun, even when your energy was drained from you, even when you were, bullied, ostracized, however that comes through for you, Sagittarius, in your personal story, it's like they could not beat the light out of you. It's like the light, I'm seeing the light being dimmed in your eyes over time, but it was never fully gone. You stayed on your path, Sagittarius. But what I was going to say with the world energy is it's a portal energy. It's a timeline hopping energy. I just keep seeing all these bunnies just hopping around with their bunny tails, right? Yeah. Destiny swappers. Here they come. I'm seeing them all wearing the same shirt. I'm seeing them wearing purple shirts, and it just says Destiny Swappers on the front. It's like Ghostbusters, but they steal instead of bust, They're not here to help. They're here to steal from you. Didn't you know? Oh, 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 oh. The morning star is how Lucifer is referred to in the Bible. He's a fallen angel, technically, right? God threw him out of heaven for his pride. He wanted to be seen as equal to God. But what's so interesting is that Jesus came... The Mormons believe that. And correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody's in the house. The Mormons believe that Jesus was the brother of Satan. Carl Jung talks about the shadow side of Christ. It's quite an interesting little study there. But yeah, the morning star. Jesus came to show us a new sort of human. He didn't really come to save the world. He came to show us how to save ourselves by performing a series of fulfillments, so to speak, with the law, meaning he came to fulfill the laws, what the Bible talks about. What does that mean in layman's terms? That basically means he came as kind of a prototype or a sort of example that we would become like him. He was called the new Adam, which is basically saying it's a new race of being, right? I talked about the order of Melchizedek in my Libra reading a little bit, which is a similar concept, right? Yeah, here's Libra right here. So why was Satan thrown out of heaven for claiming to be like God, equal to God? But then at the same time, Jesus came and said, ye are gods. When he said that, the Pharisees tried to stone him, the religious leaders. Those same religious leaders, well, the spirit of them, whether they're religious or not, tried to stone you as well. All right, formally. Thank you for your patience. 3 cards for Sagittarius. I'm seeing like X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. I'm seeing Z, a lot of Z's. Yeah. They know the time is here. The contract is... It's up. Queen of Swords, it's been signed off on. Tower. It's like they're just now realizing that you have awakened to the fact that you never were a worm at all, Sagittarius. They just convinced you were one. Nine of Cups, and they were happy to do so. They took pleasure in that. They took pleasure in watching you struggle with the 5 of Wands. It made them feel better about themselves because you were the scapegoat for a lot of you here. It's like that's what a scapegoat is. It's putting all of these sins of the self upon another thing. But this is the sad part. It's like they're putting it on humans. At least the ancient practice was to put it onto an animal. Right? Not a child. They used goats, not people. I'm hearing Beelzebub. That came through in the Scorpio reading. Lord of the Flies. People talk about, like, you know, when I see a fly, I know there's black magic. Something like that. All right. Sagittarius. And 1. Knight of Cups. On a side note, you may have a lover coming in. This is a fun first date, huh? Page of Swords. You may have an admirer, though, guys. It's like they see you as the sun. They see you. I'm hearing you brighten up my days. 1, 2, and 3. There's a part of you, Sagittarius, that knew this all along with the High Priestess, right? You knew about these things. Maybe you just didn't have the vocabulary for it. It's like spiritual understanding with the High Priestess since you were a child that something was off. Even if this is just in the world, right? Just feeling like there's something different about me and comparing yourself to others. I'm seeing you like comparing, you're looking around like the classroom. This would have been like elementary school. I'm seeing Sagittarius and just feeling like puzzled. This could have been when the puzzle began, where you started collecting puzzle pieces to try to put together, to piece together, why am I different? Why am I different than other people? What's wrong with me? Like, I'm seeing you look around your like second grade class and you're looking at all the other kids and you almost feel like you're an alien or something. Card number 1 for Sagittarius. There's that justice right there. So some of you may want to watch that Libra reading, even if you don't have Libra in your big placements, right? I usually go by big 6, not big 3, because you could see a Libra sun, but if they have a Scorpio moon, you know what I'm saying, guys? Like, so I look at the big 6 to get a bigger picture of the person. But anyways, so that would be your sun, moon, and rising, Venus, Mercury, and Mars. It really helps to look at your whole chart. Look at your whole chart. I'm going to open these and we will see what's going on with this. Card number 2, 6 of Cups. Yeah, it's like evidence, guys. You could have even gone back in time to find proof of what was done. And I'm saying like in the memories, in the memory bank, in the bank. I'm seeing something about looking at like bank records. But it's not money for everybody here. This is more of, you could even have like blocks of time that feel like they're missing or something like that, Sagittarius. And of course that can be trigger warning, you know, due to trauma. So go easy on yourself, Sag. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But you could have been kind of looking back at your early years here, and maybe you even were looking at pictures or home videos or just trying to kind of piece together what happened to me. And I don't even mean it in a negative way. I just mean like you could have even been like, how come I do not have one memory of being 9 years old? Because I don't. There's something sketchy. There's something sketchy in the archives, Sagittarius. It's being like brought up here in a karmic sense. I'm hearing dollars and cents. I'm hearing something about like a mission statement. Like I'm seeing somebody look at like an old website from 1999. Like I'm seeing an old computer. Like I'm seeing my dad's old computer many, many years ago, like when the internet was not like it is now, right? And looking at like an old website. I feel like I'm looking at my dad's old website right now. Because my dad, he was an entrepreneur. Like he always was doing something, right? He always had like 25 websites, but I'm seeing something like that. I'm seeing that time frame, 99. So I would have been 8 years old in 99. So maybe something about when you were 8. It doesn't have to be like the math I'm doing here. I'm saying about the age. It's not about like the year 99. It's just referencing for me. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, like 8 years old. Something about 8s. which does link to abundance, Sagittarius. And it also links to like infinity. I'm hearing to infinity and beyond. Toy Story. Didn't that come out around that time? 99, wouldn't you say? Nines are coming through as well. 99. Eights and nines. Dollars and cents. Crossing your T's, dotting your I's. Intense. I'm hearing like a haiku. You could have been like a writer when you were younger. You could have written like poetry, or I'm seeing like an emo kid. Nothing was unseen, Sagittarius. And not one tear that you cried was lost. It was acquired and added to the sea of collective consciousness that is on the star card. Aquarius could be significant to you. That overall helped the acceleration of humanity. I heard the word humiliation when I was trying to say acceleration. You could have been humiliated. People could have tried to humiliate. I find that shame and humiliation is the quickest way to break a spirit, right? Brene Brown has a really good TED Talk on her research on shame. It's a famous TED Talk. It's probably one of the most watched TED Talks if you're curious on looking a little bit into that. Regardless, a few years ago, I found that and it helped me from a psychological perspective, as opposed to humiliation rituals and stuff. Because I feel like some of that shit gets a little bit out there, and not saying I don't believe in it. I'm just saying if you want a different perspective. Card number 3, 3 of Swords. Yeah. What can I say? You know what I mean? Get this thing tattooed. I've actually thought about that. That'd be a cool tat. Something was done here again and again and again. Let's confirm that thought. Or let's elaborate on that thought, I should say. The Devil. There's our first clue. You sailed right out of this timeline where all of this existed. That's this reading. That's what I'm trying to say. Took me 49 minutes to get here. 49 could be significant. 10 of Swords. Yeah. This just flipped out in the reverse on top of the Justice card with the 6 of Wands. They think they're going to win something in court, but they won't. I'm hearing it's already done. Their fate is sealed. And it's not about like fate and all that, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'm just like, I don't know about y'all. I don't want to live with bitterness and resentment in my heart for the rest of my life. I want to be happy. I want to express myself artistically. Like I want to be able to be who I am. I don't want to always be giving this shit energy all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but there's something here about this is not even about you. And I don't mean that rude. This is just like divine law. Do you know what I'm saying? This isn't even about like God is avenging you, which is true. It is true. But I'm just saying, take all the like heartfelt shit out of it just for a second. And just think about it very like, this is what it is. They did these things, therefore these things are now being reversed onto them. with or without you. It's like this could have been another person that they did this to, right? And they might have done it to another person because there's a few people here, right? But I feel like for most here, this is talking about your mind, especially when you were younger. It's like they wanted to plant seeds early, I'm hearing, to make you feel like you're an imposter, right? Imposter syndrome. So we have Justice, the Six of Cups, and the Three of Swords. It's like you are moving into... It's like the end of the movie where the person kind of just like sails off, Six of Swords, Three of Wands, like into the sunset, and the credits start to roll, right? But now this is going to be like the part you don't see. You know, this is left in like the book. Like it's like a movie that was an adaptation of a book. And they left out all the like interesting parts. It's like you're going to get to read the rest of this book, the part where you're like happy, successful, grounded. Like your spiritual gifts are, I'm hearing, popping. All right, Justice for Sagittarius. Just the way it landed, it's so funny. It's trippy. See, this is the two versions of things. It's a timeline split. It's a split. I'm calling it a hop, but it's a jump, skip, and a hop. What is that phrase? I don't know. Somebody let me know. Hop, skip, and a jump, I think, right? But there's something funny with that. I just keep seeing bunnies hopping everywhere. Remember I put out a reading for some of you. You'll remember it, but I put out a collective reading about Easter time, something happening around Easter time, and I feel like this is coming through. Like something was finalized back there. Like that's how I'm able to talk about this stuff, guys. And that's how the butterfly effect doesn't fuck up the prediction that I'm making, because it's not really a prediction. They're telling me information that is what it is. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, sort of a thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is like a mirror. This is a mirrored image. This is like when you mirror a screen on your computer. But it's like you're over here, they're just mirroring you. You're not, they can't actually have direct access to you anymore. Even if you're literally touching your hand on this person's shoulder, people, you're not in the same dimension anymore, guys. Something has shifted here. And you could have even gone through a dark night of the soul, I'm seeing. You had to go through, this makes me think of like VR goggles right now. Like a simulation. You could have like gone to sleep here for a while and went to collect something. I'm hearing the collector. I'm seeing you walking into like your childhood home, Sagittarius, and you're going to like collect your belongings. It's like a still image. It's kind of eerie. It's like a liminal space, Sagittarius. I put out a reading titled Liminal Space. It's a collective reading. I can't remember which number it is, but it's on there somewhere. But yeah, this is that sort of thing coming through. It's and that liminal space reading was talking about moving through, well, the liminal space. And I'm seeing that here. This is like looking at a still image, like a picture of your old childhood bedroom or something. And it's like, imagine if I'm looking at this picture and I'm able to jump in there. It's like, oh, I'm going to go take that old lava lamp next to my bed. I want that. It's like you take the lava lamp out of the picture. It's like you're getting your stuff back, right? Well, that's the acquisition that's going on here. 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. That's the acquisition that's happening with the Justice card, is you're basically just getting your own stuff back. And for some of you, it's literally your own memories, your own brain, your own... It's your confidence. For some of you, it's solar plexus themes here. Like, you could even have like given up on certain things because this energy is just so thick and it's so all consuming. It's like while you were just sitting here like sad that you weren't living your dream, it's like all of these other people were sitting on their thrones in their mansions, proverbially speaking, using your energy to power these manifestations in another dimension. I'm not trying to get too trippy here, but these people that you know in this dimension, well, not anymore because you've jumped, but in the past version, those people were not these people. On a different vibration, the same people that were stealing from you, somewhere else, they were living in these mansions. You know, Jesus said, in my Father's house, there are many mansions. So, clarifying the Six of Pentacles for Sagittarius. Seeing something about the drums. Could be a drummer. Six of Cups. I saw something so funny. It was a clip of this dude, excellent drummer. And he was wearing this big cat costume. And in the comments, I saw someone say, it's really hilarious. This guy, he plays in like a heavy metal band. Because this guy was so good. Like, but he's wearing a cat costume playing at like a kid's concert. I think the caption was something like, when you're overqualified for the job. So you could be like funny, Sagittarius, and it's like that energy had you like fighting for your fucking life, right? So relatable, you know what I mean? But look, 2 9s, things are changing here. It could even be financial for some of you. It's like all of that high vibing energy that was yours to begin with that was stolen and this group was using it, justice, it's being given back to you. I keep hearing the word acquisition, and I believe that came through in the Scorpio, I think. But anyways, what I was going to say, you're getting your energy back, you're getting your light back. I would call it back, but what I'm getting is I'm hearing no call back. Like, it's coming back to you. All the shit, all the times you weren't called back, that could even be like an audition thing. Some of you could be dancers, models, actresses, like whatever, actors, whatever, musicians. I said that already. Judgment. It's a calling thing. But what I was gonna say about the drummer, it was just funny because he was like so good at it, and the caption was like, when you're overqualified for the job, because he was like just jamming the fuck out at this like kid's costume wearing a big cat outfit. And someone in the comments was like, sometimes in their heavy metal band, like I guess the guys also like dress up in other costumes, which I was just like, oh my god, that's really funny. Six of Cups. Yeah. It's like direct opposition. Like they were directly standing in your way. I'm seeing them standing in the doorway. I'm seeing them like hiding your keys. That could be like metaphorical, like hiding keys from you, like information with the Page of Swords. It's like they were directly standing in your way from having any sort of forward motion, and silencing you. They could have made you feel like you couldn't speak, or you couldn't move, you couldn't go anywhere, you couldn't do anything. It's like, but this is inside, guys. It starts in the heart, right? Yeah. Look at all these aces. Yup. This is your new beginning. Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Just got really heavy all of a sudden on that. I'm hearing something about a sensei. You could have... I'm seeing something about... I'm seeing like training in like martial arts or Tai Chi, which is, you know, chi is like our power, our energy. I'm seeing you. This is like psychic stuff, guys. I'm seeing you being trained in some sort of. I'm seeing it as like a secret program where, you know, you were like trained. You were being trained through this time. So this was not for nothing, guys. It's like you were being initiated, I'm hearing. We have the devil. In the underworld, 10 of Swords, where this stuff lies. I mean, some of you are going to be fighting these cases on behalf of others. Look at the Libra reading, because that will, if this part applies, that whole reading will apply to you, because the Libra was in that position as like a judge of sorts, right? Spiritual judge. So it's like you could have felt like in the darkness because you were. Yeah, for a lot of you, this goes back to like family growing up. For some of you, this is like a current uh family or partner with the Empress and the Ten of Cups that just like fights you every step of the way. It's like they just want your light. So just keep that in mind. 3 of Swords, guys. I feel like we don't even have to clarify this. It's kind of like it is what it is, right? It's like even if your light is given back to you, and it's like some of you could even be getting like a new vehicle, right? A new car here. There's something about timing, divine timing. Yeah, we have the star here. Some of you for sure. It's like you are. Some of you are like healers, Queen of Cups in the star. I almost said the Emperor. We have the Magician here as well. See, some of you, this is like mystery school stuff. 3 of Swords. I just keep hearing like special missions or like armed missions or something like that. I don't know what those words are. Yeah, King of Wands. Yeah, this is like your holy work, your holy path. It's like you use what you learned in the underworld going through all this shit to be a magician, basically, right? With the Ace of Wands. It's like you've learned or you're currently learning how to harness all of this shit. That's part of the gift. It's like absorbing all of that negative energy into your magic wand, and then you can use that magic as you wish for positive, you know? Like you can, yeah, for some of you, this is some sort of an initiation, right? And it could have lasted a lifetime, right? You know, some people, it takes more than one lifetime. 3 of Swords. We have the Queen of... 3 cards came out. Queen of Wands, 5 of Swords, and the Temperance card. Yeah, you could identify with the archetype of like an Earth Angel. That special forces is coming through here on the 5 of Swords again for me. We had the King of Wands as well. For some of you, King and Queen of Wands, you and this person went through a similar program. You guys are, it's like you've gained your wings here. You always had them, guys, but it's like when a butterfly comes out of a cocoon. Yeah, divine timing. It's like when a butterfly comes out of a cocoon, they kind of move their wings around like this and kind of get used to their wings, right? They literally just were a different creature before this. You could have spent the first half of your life as a caterpillar and now you're a butterfly, or you're about to be. One of my mentors, Richard Rohr, talks about the 2 phases of life where we spend the first, half of our life, he says, if we're doing our job right, we spend the first half of our life creating a nice container for what our reality is, what it consists of, who we are, what our hobbies are, how we identify, how much money we have, who we love, what everything means to us. But then the second half of life is basically stepping outside of that box. I just watched an interview of Jim Carrey last night with his big beard. He basically was talking about how he said Jim Carrey was a good character. He said something like, I used to be Jim Carrey observing the universe, and now I'm the universe observing Jim Carrey. So I think I'll end on that. Much love, Sagittarius. Thank you so much. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. Remember, you can always listen to The Metamystic Show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. EST, as well as on my YouTube channel at The Metamystic. I post daily readings, 3-minute readings every single day on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. If you want to get some shorter readings on a daily basis, that's where you can find me. If you want to book a personal reading, feel free to shoot me an email and we'll set one up for you. Probably shouldn't use the word shoot. You can pew me an email, YouTube. All right. Okay. Thank you to everybody who donates to support the show. Much love to you guys. I love to read your comments and your stories. So sending good energy your way, and congratulations because you have surpassed some sort of old version of yourself that no longer resonates with the reality that these energies tried to put you in previously. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one. One more thing. I forgot to mention. Look, this is one of the holographic ones. See right there? Now that's a freaking holographic Charizard. Peace.